When motherhood looked totally, yes, I did mention about this couple of times, out of syllabus. I mean, it keeps changing every second. Do we call it as a challenge, or do we call it as an opportunity? Or do we really call it like, what is this? I mean, parenthood as such, it keeps changing because of the requirement, the need, generation, availability of resources, opportunities that these children are filled with on their plate, or I would say it's overflowing on their plate. In today's copy and conversation, what is it I'm going to be talking about? It took a while. We all go through this hibernation mode. Why do we go through it? You know it best. How much does it help? Yes, again, you know it best because you have the solution, answer, or rather an experience to talk about. Why a pause is required? If we do not take that pause, a sudden break, of course, the vehicle would stop, but it's forced upon because of some unexpected situation, or we just got lost. We got so tired that we just slept off for a second while driving, and we don't know what to do but for applying that sudden brake. But when we apply a sudden brake, what happens is that calamity, a jerk, a confused state, a state with lots of questions. Exactly. This is what happens, or this is something that happened with yours truthfully. Of course, even I went through this. A jerk. Most of us definitely go through it. Whatever could be the status in terms of our employment, or a mental or emotional well-being or physical well-being state. It's just not I, many of us would relate to this term, mid-career crisis. Why does it happen? I'm just inviting you to pin it to what I started with, and also with what I just spoke about a while ago. We keep working, be it at the corporate or wherever we are. We reach one stage. Either we have grown to such an extent in our career in terms of job and position in the organization that we do not know what to do next. Or it could be that we are stuck. We're just stuck over there, just like in a traffic, where neither you're able to move ahead or get back home or to the destination from where you started, let alone moving to the left or the right for that matter. Sometimes we don't get such an opportunity or opportunity that we have been craving for, and we are stuck in the same organization, same position, and we see people around us growing to the next level, not in a slow pace, but it just happens spontaneously, or whatever you call it as. Or even it could be for a couple of at home parents, mothers especially, might have worked, took a break to start a family, and once the family was in place, wondering how to get back to the job. Will I get the same position that I was employed at, or when I was exiting the organization? Will I get the same kind of a compensation, or at least matching to some extent? Will I be able to give the same amount of time and space and energy that I did earlier. And sometimes it also happens that we consciously take a break to give our entire time to our children, to see their growing up phase, to help them, to support them. Don't talk about guiding, because children are guiding us for that matter. Yes, I am a classic example of that. I really need to clear my throat before I could spill out anything next year. So we take that conscious step, a step back, or a pause. As this happens, that is definitely a pre-stage for the mid-career crisis. Not able to get back to the job, not able to get the same kind of an opportunity, not able to negotiate for the compensation, wondering what to do, what profile to do. A stage where we wonder, what I am doing, does it make sense? Can I really, what do I call this? This is a common problem many of us face at some point in our professional lives. And it is that feeling of being stuck, like stuck in a rut, of feeling unfulfilled, dissatisfied with this fact we don't know in which direction the career is going, and not knowing what to do about it also. Yes, this is mid-career crisis. I faced it, and I have come across many, especially women, also men, who have spoken to me about, what do I do next, Meera? I want to do this, I want to do that. Meera, I'm a software engineer, or what do you call it, as a technology evangelist, all those great names that I came across recently. I used to love painting. I loved sketching. Can I make a career out of that now? Let alone career. Can I hustle for some time with that, so that I feel satisfied that I am contributing to the economy of the house. I have my money. I don't have to depend on others. Also, I'm getting money out of what I love doing. These are the kind of conversation that keep, happening often. Here it is. Do we have a solution, a ready-made answer? Or if in case you're going to ask about this in this chat, search engine, definitely you will have results spanning across 100 pages. Or if you ask the OpenAI sources, you might get a concise, a paragraph-based answer. So here it is. Sometimes there are few things that we'll have to look for in search engine, and at times there are few things we need to look for in OpenAI sources like ChatGPT, or I'm not branding over here, but I'm just quoting few examples. The reason being, during the mid-career crisis, what happens is that, like I did this personally. I worked as a HR recruiter, talent acquisition partner, campus to corporate transitions, talent engagement, employee engagement, all these things. After quitting, I was wondering what to do. I went about writing about my experiences. As I started writing about my experience, I came across a writing community. Then I thought, why not create our own tribe? And I started a writing community in the name of Let's Make Stories Dino on Facebook, which gave me a push. Definitely that dopamine, which we all look for in the form of likes, comments, shares, and a nudge, and being part of a tribe who all think in a similar line. Again, yet another, thought to create another community in the name of Maya Katha, where stories dance. And today, put together are, which is close to 4,000 plus members in the community. Again, why was I doing all these things? Was it to keep myself occupied? Was it to do something I just figured out that I love writing, I love sharing, I love using stories and certain techniques in my training and mentoring sessions that brought me to this, or aspect of creating a community? Or is it my interest in the organization development, professional development, personal development, upskilling, reskilling, all the skillings, what do you call it, that made me create this community? It took a while. It definitely took a while. And today, what I'm doing, I would be adding that in the end note. Here it is. Once we know that we are facing a mid-career crisis, it becomes a crisis. The reason being is just like a mobile app. Or for example, on our browser, we want to know about something and we give a search about it. But you're often shown those pop-up which keeps coming, can you look for this? This is also available. And what happens, what we want to see, that is parked aside or somewhere it is, and we spend our time going through all the other tabs or the windows that we have opened, and the essence is lost. What happens? The system hangs. It doesn't perform. Similarly, if we have to look at mid-career situation as a crisis, the system in our mind hangs because we've been thinking on so many things at the same time with this FOMO, yes, fear of missing out aspect, or the factor that will I miss out the experience that I gained all these days in my corporate or my professional life? What about if I cannot, work on something that I had as a hobby? Can I work on this? Can I do that? Might be I have an experience. Might be I can do some courses. Okay, will I make money immediately out of this? Or how do I balance house? How do I, maximize whatever I know? Can I do this? Can I do that? Like it's literally we would be doing so many things and we don't know exactly what want to do. I did go through it. And two, whether we should fight mid-career crisis, my personal experience, I would say, rather than fighting, we can just take this as an opportunity. Ask me how. Here it is. Once we have a better understanding of what we are looking for, which is possible only when we take a pause. Because this mid-career crisis, what you call it as, it gives us an opportunity to explore different opportunities or options and possibilities. It would definitely include taking some new challenges. If you're still at the corporate and you're just wondering like, oh my god, what to do next, it doesn't, like you're still working and you can still explore some opportunity to understand whether you can take that or not, because you have a regular flow of liquidity in the form of a salary, because we need money. We shouldn't forget about that, because money is an important factor. How much ever we are passionate about certain things which we love to do, and before the passion can stand on its leg and we can make a monetary benefit out of that, we shouldn't be giving up on the current job that we are doing. So considering a career change, creating an opportunity, it is possible when we take that bit of a dip to pause, to listen to our mind. What is that we want to do? Why we want to do? How can we, really pursue? So for the why, how, and how can we, what exactly is the requirement is that, why are we feeling agitated? We need to answer that. What is that, or what are the factors that is actually making me feel agitated? I paused now. Yes, this kind of a pause is required rather than applying that sudden break. Because this pause, one, if we look at it as a crisis, we will not be in a position to come out of it. Because we want to do everything, anything, whatever is available on our way. We pick up everything and we try to address it. Based on my experience, I would say, if we have a regular income that is coming in the form of a salary to take care of your bills and the insurance and the, you know, the mediclaims and all these aspects, it is good. If in case we have to give up on a job and think, I don't think that would be a best option. We have to really think about it. Third thing is that we have a support mechanism, spouse, parents, or someone in the house, who can help us for some time until or unless our passion and idea can stand on its leg. We should make use of the support system that we have at home too. This is one. So it is about analyzing before we could go and pursue or figure out what we want to do during that mid-career crisis. So as we have that bandwidth of a time and support system, monetary flow or the money in terms of the support also for taking care of the billing needs, bills and other needs, I'm sorry. The question is, what is that we are agitated? Why we are agitated? Can we pause? There is something that we want to do. There's something which we are passionate about doing. Can we figure out what is this we are passionate about? I would say muscle memory helps. So we can write down. As we write down, I would say we might write down like almost like a length of a novel. But based on my experience here, it is, if we have written top 5 elements, what we want to do, what is something we like doing, what we want to do, aspire to do, something that we are passionate about, from this top 5, if we can pick just one, it is possible. And that one, why we want to do. When I ask why, it is easy for me to ask, but it is definitely a strenuous task to answer the why. Because if one's why is answered, or if why can show us the path about what we want to do, the problem area is just in front of us that we want to solve for ourselves or for the people. Who are these people who would benefit from the problem that we would solve and give them the solution? If these things can be identified, I'm sure it would become mid-career opportunity from being mid-career crisis. So it takes a lot, time, energy, money, space, availability of people, availability of mentor, coach, support system, or we have to be vocal about creating a support system for what we want to do. So it takes a lot. Mid-career crisis. It is a crisis if we look at it that way. Is it easy for me to say that? Not exactly. I have gone through it like for 3 to 5 years. What I'm doing today, exactly. I was telling halfway I'm going to be sharing as I'm ending the podcast about what I'm doing now. As I started the tribe, Let's Make Stories Dino and Maya Katha Where Stories Dance, it took a lot when I reached a scenario about how do I progress? What am I going to gain out of it? For whom am I doing all these things? Am I benefiting? Or is it only the people around me who are benefiting and I'm just watching? How long can I do this? There is some bug in my mind which has been all the time bugging me and letting me know, no, Meera, not this. So that's the time I got guidance and mentoral support from NSRL Cell, IIM Bangalore. Many of us applied, and here we are, a couple of us who are traveling together in the incubation journey. This journey has definitely been an eye-opener. I would say literally a brain servicing for that matter. It's a mind game, emotional game. I was holding on to what I was doing in the form of a community for the last 3 to 4 years. But the mentoral support during my mid-career crisis to opportunity stage when it was getting transformed, It gave me an understanding to look at my passion and idea in a dissociated way rather than holding on to it. The dissociated way of looking at thing gave me a business perspective, a second positioning, or rather even the third positioning aspect of looking at the idea and building that idea into an outcome or a brand is it's a journey to travel. But when we know what to do, how to go about it, this journey, there are challenges, there are surprises, there are miracles, there are, what do I say, unexplainable moments for that matter, but it will take us to the brand and the outcome that we have envisioned in the mind. It's all about getting that support. It's about being vocal about what we are doing, why we are doing, how we are doing. So here it is. The problem that I have been fighting with myself in the name of story and story. It took a while for me to figure out that story that I want to solve. The story that I want to solve was, or is, the mid-career crisis to mid-career opportunity. How much it takes to identify idea, what it takes to transform that idea into an outcome, and what is the kind of the support and the path that we need to travel, we will automatically figure it out. So today, if I'm able to talk about Maya Katha Hub, a community to connect, collaborate, learn and grow, which is a marketplace of trainers, mentors and coaches, offering business mentoring, confidence building by nurturing skills and writing skills. It took a lot for me to understand. So many iterations, not just on the slides, not just in the mentoral connect. It is all about digging in deep in our mind just to see the mirror it has been always showing. Because the mind always shows us the mirror. Just like in a mobile app, just like in a browser, we keep changing from one window to the other, missing out on the main window or the main thing that we want to see. So whenever the mind shows us the mirror, it's important that it is our own reflection which it is showing. And to accept the reflection, what we see, and to change that reflection into what we want to see, we know what needs to be done. If we smile in the front of mirror, we get the same reflection. If we share energy, the same thing comes back to us. If we jump, you get the same reflection. So what we want as an outcome, we have to define. And it starts with the why, for whom, and how to. So this is my mid-career opportunity journey that I wanted to share for quite some time. And I did that. Yippee! Thank you. Thank you so much for always traveling along, listening to the podcast from the beginning to the end, writing to me, messaging me, sharing about your experiences of listening to copy and conversations, also helping me out with suggestions and feedback and your lots more that you have been sharing. It's been really, really helpful. Thanks a bunch for the ideas that you've been sharing. We'll be back with yet another episode with my experiences and reflection on copy and conversation. Namaste. This is Meera signing off. Ta-da. Bye-bye.